as this guy gets cucked by his new wife's boyfriend. Yeah, I want y'all to remember one thing that I always tell you. Marriage and relationships are not dead, although you want to believe that. A righteous man meeting a virtuous woman, that's what's dead.
It's the book of Alpha running, man, homie. Read it or weep.
So what's good, homies? It's your man, Dr. BOA. I know you saw this video at the beginning, man. It's crazy. And this woman does this all for fun. Totally humiliates her husband because he allowed her to. This is the prototypical, okay, we've never seen a cupcase like this, man. Just so blatant. This is a show to the world that this man has signed up to be with this woman under these terms. Same thing as Trick Daddy. You got to keep in mind, this is not something that's strange or a one-off situation. This is the norm in a lot of marriages behind closed doors. Let's take a look at this video, man, and we'll come back and chop it up on a real tip. I'm going to go change, man. I got a little sauce from a scramble on this shirt. I'm going to go change, man. I'll be right back.
Alpha rule number one, give a fuck what they say. Alpha rule number two, do your shit your own way. Alpha rule number three, always follow G.O.D. Alpha rule number four, never wife up no whore. Alpha rule number five, avoid stress, stay alive. Alpha rule number six, don't get caught up in the mix. Alpha rule number seven, life on earth should be heaven. Alpha rule number eight, make sure your team eat off your plate. These rules of engagement are what every man needs to become the best version of himself. Now, you don't have to listen to me. You can wait and waste your years doing all this other dumb shit, or you can listen to what I'm saying, because any man who's incorporated these rules into his life has made it to them.
So when y'all know I do wildlife photography, and I realize out in nature, it gives you a great appreciation of how God structured everything to fit and work perfectly, and two things that were meant to be together should work, co-beneficially, for lack of a better way to put it. Some animals mate and then they go their separate ways. Lion prides mate, and the longer the male can hold on to the pride, he the father of all the cubs. Works perfectly until somebody outs them and take over, and then they do the same thing. Nobody ever comes along and does something different. It's always the same thing. The only place this doesn't work is with men and women in relationships, especially black men and black women in relationships. Marriage is failing because black men and women don't get into a relationship and let God do what he does. See, all y'all got to do is be in the place, be in the position you're supposed to be in with the proper mindset, the proper spiritual sanctity, honesty, integrity, respect, consideration, support, all of those words. All of those words mean just let instinct take over. Too many of the women want to run the relationship. Too many of the men want to fall back and let the woman run a relationship and let the woman be the provider and the protector. And then the women love the power of being the provider and protector. But it doesn't matter how well it seems like it's going to work in your mind. See, this is what you have to understand. This is supposed to be a symbiotic relationship. You know what that is? When I'm out shooting animals, I might see some buffalo, and they got these birds on their back. They don't try to shake them off. They got these birds on their back. They let them stay on their back. Crocodiles let these same birds get in their nose, get around their mouth. When they sitting there with their teeth flashing, they let these birds be all in their mouth. They wouldn't dare try to eat them. You know why? Because these birds come around and eat all the parasites and all the things that's ailing them, all the things that's biting them and draining their blood and doing all that. This is a delicacy to these birds. Symbiotic relationship. You don't eat me, and I'll eat and help make you comfortable so you can go eat in peace. That's how symbiotic relationships work. See, if it's benefiting me, but it ain't benefiting her, it sucks as a relationship. If it's benefiting her, but it's not benefiting me, it sucks as a relationship. And for anyone to be in a situation with someone and be okay with everything benefiting you And nothing benefited them except the fact that they can benefit you. You know how crazy it is for you to say the best thing that I can give that person is the opportunity to make me happy? It sounds crazy, doesn't it? Would you be surprised at how many of these relationships end because one or both people had this mentality? And this is what's going on with Trick Daddy right now. You see this brother? And I got a video coming up about this later. He's in a situation where him and his wife ain't even together no more. But they still married. He says he would rather be in the marriage and just let her have boyfriends. He have girlfriends and rather do that than get divorced. Well, fool, you're already divorced. If you're not living in the house together, living like man and wife, you're divorced. You think that piece of paper make a difference? That piece of paper means as little for your divorce as that piece of paper meant when you got married. It meant nothing. It's about the energy exchange between two people, and you got too many people that are trying to be in a situation with someone like that. Some men finally feel like, hey man, I'm ready to settle down. This is about the best I'm gonna be able to do. I'm gonna go ahead and lock it down. Women feel like, being what boy, woo, running the show is hard out here. This is the same thing Jeezy old lady said. She said she was pretty much tired of being the man. She was tired of taking care of things and making sure everything goes and protecting and providing for herself. So she married Jesus. But what does that say? Does that say that this is going to be a symbiotic relationship that's going to work well? It could. Sometimes it takes life to put someone in the proper mindset where they know they need to do the things that they should have been doing the entire time. It's not always you just sit around and you're like,
bing, I had this awakening. I know what I'm supposed to know now.
Nope. Most times, the older you get, the more likely it is that life is going to have to kick you in your ass to make you do the right thing. That's just the way it is. But if you're in a situation that ain't working the way it's supposed to work, then God ain't in it. If you're constantly at each other's throat all the time, man, God ain't in it. If you constantly think about if you shouldn't be with the person, man, God ain't in it. Now, you can keep forcing something that God ain't in, or y'all can sit down and try to put God in it. But I don't care how much God you got in you. That don't mean God in everything you put your hand to. You got to put your hand to the thing that God wants you to put it to. And so too many people in these relationships that ain't working, even TD Jakes come around and say, oh, woman, who told you you were supposed to be happy? Come on, man. Who the hell want to live in misery? Now, there are some things that God said. The woman shall bear children in misery. She shall be, that's going to be a painful process. Your husband shall rule over you. But now once did he say, well, you got to be miserable while your husband rule over you? Because guess what your husband got to be? He still got to be a man of God. He still got to be that. He still got to live his life a certain way. He still got to view things a certain way, view himself a certain way, present himself to the world a certain way, and accept the world in a certain way. Too many times in this society, y'all fools sit around and say,
ain't no God, BOA.
well, why your life so f***ed up? Why you doing everything in your power to make it work, but it ain't working? How come nobody in your life wants to support what you got going on? How come you feel like nobody in your life likes you? How come you're in a situation where you can logically, in your own mind, play the victim all the time? Now let's juxtapose that against the person who feel like they always damn right. How come people don't want to be around you because you always think you right? How come people don't want to be around you because what you say, it don't turn into fruition of prosperity in your life? And I don't just mean financial prosperity. I mean peace of mind prosperity. Some of y'all didn't have no peace of mind by yourself. You think you're going to get into a situation with somebody else and have peace of mind because they got it? No, you're going to rob them of their peace of mind and the whole situation going to be bad. The bottom line is this. Relationships ain't dead. Marriage ain't dead. Honorable, godly men and submissive, virtuous women, that's what's dead. And that's the only way marriage works. Unless somebody going to compromise and say,
happy life, happy wife.
Or,
it don't matter if I'm happy. No, because I can serve my lane.
Think about it. Every one of us, if you live a life that's deserving of peace of mind and happiness, joy, you deserve that. And if you got somebody in your life, or even worse, if you in somebody's life, and you being deprived or they being deprived of peace of mind, the best thing y'all can do for each other, leave each other the hell alone. Because I promise you, as long as you think about you, and that person thinks about themselves, ain't no peace gonna come from that. Y'all enemies. When the last time you saw enemies have peace? In time of war.
and it should be a time of love.
Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. Look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Suckers claiming to be players, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Tricks acting like they max, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Betas claiming to be alpha, but they not though. Now I'm not gonna tell you, man, that you shouldn't value your woman at all. A woman does have value, but you can't overvalue her